Hello everyone, welcome to this week's edition of Blox Tips. This week I want to recap the use of photos in our front page slideshows or carousels. We all know that to get a story into the slideshow we use the featured flag in a Blox article asset when it has a photo as its first child asset. Oftentimes though we end up with this, pictures being cut off or not centered in the frame. This is because Blox doesn't really know how to frame up a photo the way it would look best. One rule to remember is that the image must be at least 300 pixels wide and at least 250 pixels tall. Remember, when we're dealing in photos for the web, we think in pixels and not inches. Usually, we upload photos that are larger than this size, usually 640 by 480 pixels. Blox gives us a convenient way, though, to correct these photos that appear in the carousel. To make this photo appear correctly, we're going to jump back into the Blox interface for this one, and this is at Miami OK. We're just using it as an example here. This particular story here on the meth lab found didn't quite turn out in the carousel correctly. The head's being cut off by the text below, and even when it is coming up in the rotation there, you can only see part of the face. So we're going to show you a quick fix on that. So back in the Blox, what we're going to do is we're going to find all of our featured content here, and we're going to find that story. Here's the meth lab story right here. And open up the story, and after that comes open, take a look at the related tab to find the child asset. In this case, it's this picture right here. And we're going to double click that to open that up now. And we'll leave the article in the background untouched. We're not going to mess with that. This is just a convenient way for us to find the right photograph. Now, as you can see here, here's a mugshot, and we're going to click on edit to see this particular file size. And as you can see, it tells us down here at the bottom that the modified size is 285 by 380. Well, that's too small. Remember the dimensions we said a while ago had to be at least 300 wide by minimum 250 tall. So we can go ahead and we can adjust that size. We can make it 300, hit your tab key, and it'll automatically adjust the other size proportionally. Apply the change, and then be sure and save it now. Now the second thing we want to do is after the save is complete, is head over here to the Previews tab. And in the Previews tab, we see two previews that the system generated. Well, they don't fit in there well because the man's face is down below the center of the photograph. So select the largest preview and select Remove, and let's go and make a new one. And you're going to click New and select From Full Size Image. There's the same image, and again, the new modified size of 300 by 400. Here we're going to select Create Crop Region. And it starts making a little red area that you can move around, but it needs to be the right size. Our carousel size, optimum size, is 300 by 250. So go to the crop size location, type in 300 by 250, and now move the red block around until it reaches a point where you know it will look good with the little black bar of text underneath it. So in this case, we get them centered up, we click Apply Changes, it shows us the new crop photo here. Then we save and close the image box and simply just cancel out of the article box so we don't modify that. Now we'll do a quick site preview to see how this picture is going to look at the Miami News Records website. As you can see here, the photo now comes in correctly into the carousel, and you can actually see the image now as it was done before. Correcting these images is really easy, as you can see, doing it in Blox, but it's a good idea to be sure that we upload images that are the right size to begin with. Now, when using special graphics and logos and things like that, we can do the same thing. We can crop those down to 300 by 250, or if they're really oblong shaped, it's a good idea to go ahead and find somebody who has Photoshop to give that a quick correction before you make that up into the carousel. That's this week's Blox Tips. If you have any questions, be sure to contact me, and I look forward to hearing from you in the future.